You may be losing yourself as you try to become more feminine. One of the dangers of doing femininity work for a woman is you're trying to become better. You're trying to be more feminine. You're trying to be more attractive. You're trying to be able to inspire a man into cherishing you. That's what it's all about, right? If you could only be cherished by a man, everything would be so much better. The problem is, if you have a pattern of contorting yourself to be the ideal woman for a man, you're going to hijack this work, everything that I teach you in these videos, and you're going to use what I teach you to contort yourself into being the ideal woman, and you're just going to be doing it in a more effective way, right? Like, let's say before you found my videos, before you found my work, you were still trying to be someone that you're not, right? Like, be more soft, be less of a burden in some kind of way, right? Not rock the boat. So you're doing things to try to be an ideal version of a woman for a man so that you're more attractive, so that you're more inspiring. And the problem with those strategies are they don't work, right? Because a man doesn't want a woman who's not, sharing her feelings, she's silent, or maybe she doesn't want a woman who's the cool girl, right? Like a woman who's contorting herself into the cool girl so that she's not burdening a man. There's many possibilities. I'm not going to go into all the ways you might have contorted yourself to be the ideal woman. The point is, you tried that stuff and it didn't work very well because that doesn't attract masculine men. That doesn't inspire masculine men. And then you come across my videos or other polarity coaches' videos, other femininity work, whatever. And it's like, ooh, feminine communication and learning to communicate all of my needs and being in this kind of role. And then you try to apply that into your life, but you apply it with the wrong intention. You're not doing it for you. You're not doing it because it feels so good to just let go, to ask permission for help, to share my feelings vulnerably, right? You're not doing it with that intention. You're doing it with the intention of, I got to do this so that I can be worthy enough, so I can be attractive enough, so I can be inspiring enough. And when you do that, you're not actually healing. You're not actually becoming a more feminine woman. You're not becoming a better version of yourself. You're becoming a better actress. And unfortunately, for one way, you're not going to get the result that you want by doing that. And in this video, I'm going to explain why and what you can do about it if you notice that you are in that pattern. So before we talk about that, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Zach Rohde. I'm here to lead you into creating the relationship of your dreams using your feminine energy and what I call feminine communication to inspire a man into cherishing you. If you've not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that below. Hit the notification bell and be sure to like this video because I am going to make sure it's a good one for you today. And if you would like help learning how to shift out of your unhealthy patterns that are repelling masculine men and repelling healthy masculine behavior from men or from a man that you're with, then go below this video, open up the description. You're going to see my main website, relationshipofyourdreams.com. Click on that website and then watch that video on the main page. And it's going to illuminate so much about what is going on wrong in your love life and what you need to do to fix it right away. Okay, with that out of the way. So putting yourself in a box. This is all about contorting yourself. When you are trying to become a different person to be worthy, what you are doing is not healing. You are creating a costume for yourself. This is the feminine equivalent of what I did a long time ago, very briefly, when I started learning pickup artistry. In pickup artistry, it's all about becoming a more confident man, a more socially savvy man to attract women, to want to date, right? And to be able to meet women off the street or in a bar or whatever. And when I first started learning about that, I didn't know how to be authentic. And so I didn't use what I was learning to be authentic. There's lots of great stuff in that community. It's lots of not so good stuff too. But there's a lot of good stuff just about being more confident and having social skills as a man, being fun, developing a sense of humor, all this stuff. But I learned a lot of that material to create a costume for myself because I wasn't comfortable just being me. I didn't really know how to fully be me. I didn't believe that the real me was fully worthy of a woman, that I could be naturally attractive to a woman. And so I learned all these lines and I learned all these tactics and these ways of being. And I tried to use them to make a woman attracted to me. And men who get really good at this They're basically so good at acting that a woman has a hard time knowing that he is even acting. If she was really in tune with their intuition, she'd still be able to sense it, but a lot of women are not. And so a lot of men get really good at this and they become really great pickup artists, like really successful, but they are broken inside. They still hate themselves inside. They don't recognize their self-worth, and they get all this success with women, but it's all a black hole because they're not energetically giving themselves to a woman. They're trying to extract from her. They're trying to take with this costume, we'll call it a masculinity costume, that they've created. And I did that for a few months, trying to do pickup, trying to meet women, but I hated it. It just felt like, this is draining. This doesn't feel good. And then I thankfully, very grateful for it, I figured out like, wait a minute, I can just be attractive to women just being me. Right? Like just having great, fun, positive energy and not trying to take from a woman, but actually trying to give, like, complimenting a woman because I genuinely mean it, for example, instead of giving her a compliment to try to build attraction in some way, right? Totally different energy. What I actually say might be exactly the same thing though. Okay. So I use that as an example because women do the exact same thing, learning feminine communication and learning feminine energy, learning the feminine role. So you learn all this stuff, but to try to be more attractive. You can't do it that way. You can't. It's never going to work. It will never give you the results that you need because men are not attracted to women who are not in their self-worth. And even if you have a costume of being in your self-worth, deep down, even if not right away, eventually a man's going to figure it out. You can't hide that from him in a relationship. You either have self-worth or you don't, and no perfect femininity costume is out there for you to trick a man indefinitely. Okay, so there's only one way out, and it's to really actually shift into your feminine self-worth. And what that means is you are learning this communication. Like, well, I'll give you an example, because the communication is part of it. You're learning the communication. You're learning how to be permissive. You're learning how to be vulnerable. You're learning how to share your feelings as I feel statements, right? And there's so much more to it, but I'm giving some the basics here. You're doing that because it feels good. Because it feels good for you in your body to just let go, right? And when you say, as an example, like, I feel really anxious, you're doing it because it feels good to let go and just open up your heart in that way. You're not saying that to get him attracted to you. And for women, I would say for pickup artists, this is just a generalization, but for pickup artists, it's more about building attraction, like trying to get attraction, which is going to backfire. For women, in my experience, in my academy program, what I've seen from my clients, yes, that can be the motivation. But what I see much more commonly is women applying the communication to avoid a bad reaction, to avoid his reactivity, to avoid his abandonment, to avoid hurting his feelings in some kind of way. It's like, I'm going to become respectful. I'm going to become this really respectful feminine woman so that he doesn't respond badly and so that I don't get hurt. When you do it for that reason, with that intention, you're creating a costume. It's not going to be embodied. You're not going to be able to attract really healthy masculine men that way if you're single. And if you're with a man, he is going to sense that there's something off. And what is off is you're actually manipulating. Ironically, because feminine communication, it's all about letting go of control. Ironically, what you'll be doing with the femininity costume is you'll still be holding on to control. You'll just be doing it in a more effective way that seems nicer on the surface. But the deeper pattern of control is still there, which means you're still not in your self-worth because deep down you believe that you are not worthy unless you are trying to control in some way. Right? Very tragic. So I see this all the time with women. Like, this is one of the most common issues that I see with women applying stuff from my books or from my dating course or from these videos. And even in the academy, at least early on. It doesn't last, but it starts early on. And what I want to do for women who are ready for this, who are trying to apply this, whether you're struggling or not, right? You might be struggling with it or you might, be doing okay, but you're just not moving as fast as you could. I want to get you results with this as quickly as we can possibly get them. Minimize the trial and error. Make this really easy to understand. move through your fears, help you with all of your blind spots so that you don't stay stuck wearing a femininity costume. And even if I point this out to you, it can help see your blind spots, but it's still possible to still be in them a lot of the time, and you don't even recognize it, even with this information I'm giving you. So the main way that I help women shift this as quickly as possible is in our Academy program, where we give you our entire polarity process and show you step by step how to make these shifts in a way where you're actually healing. You're not just learning a way of communicating, you're learning how to fully let go, and you're learning how to shift fully into your self-worth in a way that naturally inspires a man to want to take care of you without you trying to do anything at all. And it feels so good for you. And yes, it feels so good for the man, but you're not trying to make it feel so good for the man. You're focusing fully on you. And if you would like my help learning how to do that, go below this video, open up the description. You're going to see the link to my main website, relationshipofyourdreams.com. And there's a video there. You can watch that if you choose. But right below that is a link to book a call with me. And on that call, we'll talk all about what's going on in your love life, what's keeping you stuck, what your problems are, and we'll talk about how to get you unstuck. We'll talk about what you need to shift. And if I believe from that we can help you in our program, we can talk all about it. You can ask me any questions you have about it, and then you can decide whether to work with us and create the relationship of your dreams as quickly as possible. If that's something that you would like to do, if you feel excited with that idea, then do it. And I will see you on that call, and we're going to have a ton of fun, and you're going to learn a whole bunch. That's it for this one.